YouTube, what the Green Knight crap is going on? Hero of Rome promising us some Green Knight action here and some Bretonnia versus Dark Elves. It looks like Malekith and quite a bit of Dark Elf infantry going up against Bretonnia, and quite honestly, I'm not sure if Bretonnia has a whole lot of business fighting the Dark Elves, so we'll see how this turns out. I don't like the matchup of Bretonnia versus any of the Elf factions, maybe Wood Elves. But High Elves and Dark Elves, not so much. And the main reason I say that is because there is very little answer that Bretonnia can have to stuff like Blackguard and the skirmishing prowess and dragons and stuff. Like, Bretonnia is going to struggle. It's not impossible, but it's going to be a tough matchup. Looks like some shades here. Or Black Art Corsairs with crossbows, maybe? Yeah, Black Art Corsairs with handbows. Those are cool looking units. Malekith on a cold one. Witch Elves mixed in with the front line of Bleak Swords. Yeah, we got some Blackguard in the back and some Dread Spears. Let's see what Bretonnia's got lined up here. There's some Grail Knights, Peasant Mob, and Foot Squires coming out of the woods. So a very spread out Bretonnian army here. Maybe hoping to make it difficult for the Dark Elves to choose where to attack. So I like this. He's spread out all over the place, and he, I guess, banked on cavalry supremacy because there's Grail Knights. Ooh, look at this Green Knight. None of these units over here have magical attacks. If there's Soul Stealer, you know, Malekith might have a chance because that magic damage would be big. But remember, the Green Knight replenishes if he fights in the woods too. So I like how the bowmen are spread out everywhere, focusing on the Witch Elves. Makes sense. The Green Knight is going to tank all day long unless someone does something specific to stop him. I mean, there's nothing over there in his range right now that is concerning whatsoever. Peasants just being used to hold, and then so the archers can fire away. Right now they're shooting the Blackguard, doing a little bit of damage. It's always helpful. Green Knight's already racked up 18 kills, and there's a Damsel Lore of Life. So between the Damsel and the Forest, the Green Knight should be able to do a considerable amount of healing. And Lewin's got his Sword of Coron, so that's going to be important. Some Witch Elves coming in, trying to drive Lewin crazy, so he's going to get away from there. Definitely a good call because there's Black Art Corsairs with handbows right behind him. So that was a dangerous moment for Lewin, but he's gonna get out of it. At this point, some of the peasant bowmen is going to maybe start to get caught, but the Foot Squires kept out here on the flank will come in. Over here, you've got some Grail Knights smashing into Witch Elves. They're going to pull away now because the Blackguard's on the way. And then looks like we might be about to get a good charge over here. I think some Grail Knights here.
Moving at pace.
Yeah, there we go.
Cut them down. By the lady.
So Grail Knight's going to get a real good flank charge right here into all these Black Art Corsairs with handbows. And the handbows are going to get shreked by Grail Knights. So Green Knight still fighting away. He's going to come in against Malekith. The Green Knight does huge weapon damage. He's not armor piercing, but it is huge weapon damage. There's a Blackguard coming to help against the Green Knight. These Grail Knights did get driven crazy, so unfortunately for the Bretonnian player, the Witch Elves here doing what they do best, which is causing a unit to berserk. And then when he combines it with the Blackguard, these Grail Knights will die. So it's only a matter of time there. These Grail Knights also been berserked by Witch Elves. So very bad fortune here for all the Grail Knights, but there's some Foot Squires coming in, so those Grail Knights will likely live. The Green Knight does get hit by Soul Stealer. But huge weapon damage right now from the Green Knight, and then we've got Lewin that comes in, drops the Sword of Coron, which is going to take away armor and other stats, so that was a good play by Lewin to get in there. And let's kind of see how this plays out. Green Knight is definitely taking a beating. The Soul Stealer really hurt, and it's going to help keep Malekith alive. But look at this, the blobbed up Blackguard now being shot by archers from multiple directions, so that's actually going to be good for Bretonnia. Regrowth comes in and Scroll of Shielding, so they're going to be 44% resistance on the Green Knight for a short period of time. So that is going to make him brutally effective. We got Grail Knights pulling away, but this spread out tactic here from Bretonnia has the Dark Elf player in really complete disarray. and it's heavily working to his favor. The Green Knight got significantly healed, and Malekith gets pushed out. So there is a Dark Shard over here, and that Dark Shard is bad news. King Lewin is taking an absolute beating there. It's going to be an Earthblood here. So Bretonia's going to have to answer these Dark Shards, because they're going to keep Lewin at bay. Footsquire's doing okay here. Some of those Grail Knights did come back from routing, but at this point, the Dark Elf player is in complete disarray, trying to micro several different areas, but not doing a great job in any of them. And it's going to let Malekith get caught here by the Green Knight. So the Green Knight...
I give my body, heart, and soul to the lady whom I seek. No plea for help shall find me wanting.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No obstacle will stand before me.
The Green Knight is channeling the lady here. I thought he was going to get Malekith there, but Malekith gets away. Green Knight's now stuck in Blackguard, which is not ideal. Let's see, Lewin dropped down over here. Those Dark Shards, though, they are working King Lewin. So he's in bad shape. He's in bad shape indeed. And if those Dark Shards aren't killed in a hurry, this is going to be Lewin's last stand. Dark Shards are incredibly effective at bringing down armored targets, especially large armored targets. Oh, the Grail Knights. The Grail Knights just clutching this out. Never a better moment for the Grail Knights to arrive. For the lady. Yeah, so Lewin should survive. And if he's kept at a safe distance while the Dark Shards are mopped up, then he'll be in good shape. And then this starts to swing in favor of the Bretonians here. And the spread out tactic actually did seem to cause a lot of problems, because the Dark Elf player has kind of consistently mismicroed units. I'm sure it happened for Bretonia as well. That's part of the risk of splitting up like that. But at the same time, it kind of worked to his favor here, because there was really no good single spots for him to focus his effort, and he was continually focused in multiple locations. But let's see what we have left here. So the Grail Knights and the Damsel going to be chasing down Malekith. And there goes Malekith, so that should help sway the power bar. And the Green Knight's tankiness here is going to be key, because he has so much physical resistance. So 97% physical resistance. I don't know why it's that high, but yeah, he is going to resist just about everything thrown at him right now. So they can't touch Lewin. Lewin's in the air. He can't heal anymore. Oh, they can touch Lewin because the Black Arc hand bows. But here comes the Green Knight, who's basically going to be impenetrable, almost impenetrable to the attacks of anything left on the battlefield. So some Bretonian forces regrouping, including some archers. These guys have a decent amount of ammo, so they're going to be important. Lewin might want to head over there and see if they can, you know, shore up their morale. So let's check it out. The Green Knight here trying to get away from the infantry blob. It looks like Bretonia really just kind of wants to regroup everything, but there's a very healthy Blackguard right here. Nice charge by Lewin into a unit that won't do much damage to him. So a quick charge, just trying to get units to rout. If he can get units to rout, he could mop them up with his cavalry, similar to what he's doing here, and kind of work the power bar. So Hero of Rome's got to be patient here. This is the real big decider right here. The battle is in favor of Bretonia, just probably because they have their leadership here, but this Blackguard is a very tanky unit. And there's some Witch Elves here too. If they could rout the Witch Elves, that would be huge for Bretonia. So it looks like Bretonia is going to have some of their infantry make another stand here. Witch Elves take the brunt of the charge. Picking off a Bleak Sword back here is Lewin, who's actually down to only 522 health. So if he gets caught in a Blackguard or something, then he's done for. These Dark Shards could come back from routing. They are coming back from routing, and that's why you're seeing the Grail Knights instantly pursue them. I'm curious to see, I mean, the Green Knight is really the only thing that's going to be able to do anything to these Blackguard. If Lewin used the Sword of Couronne on them, maybe, and then got the Green Knight in there, couple it with a charge from Grail Knights, maybe. Yeah, because now the power bar is swinging. He might be able to just break their leadership by killing everything else, and that certainly appears to be the case. I mean, the Green Knight has had a good battle here. Look at these Blackguard. Yeah, Blackguard are an awesome unit. They are a really good cavalry unit. Or, sorry, a really good infantry unit, anti-large. Very, very good. Yeah, look at that. The Dark Elves actually swung the power meter back down. But, yeah, I mean, the Green Knight's just almost untouched. Lewin's down to 185 from having dove in there. If these Grail Knights continually to get used to mop up kind of stray Dark Elf units, I think they will be the key to winning this battle, because they can swap the power bar to where it sours against the Blackguard. If Lewin routes, though, it's going to help the Dark Elves on the power bar. This is going to be very close. But Lewin's Sword of Couronne could be the deciding factor here, I think. Okay, here comes the Green Knight. He may try and get around to the flank of these Blackguard. Lewin's just going to hang over the top of this, probably to boost leadership statistics. Green Knight doesn't get a charge here, but shouldn't be the end of the world. Looks like some healing going on the Grail Knights, and they're going to be used to get a quick rear charge into the Blackguard, while Lewin takes care of Bleak Sword duty over here. More Bleak Swords routing, so the only thing left is the Blackguard. Grail Knights are trying to get away from it. The Blackguard are doing some consistent damage to the Green Knight, just not at a high rate of speed, so the Green Knight is able to cause a lot of damage to them as well. A few peasant bows, but they're out of ammo. Let's just kind of get in here close. The Green Knight is really going to be the one who finishes this, if anybody does. Yeah, I just don't know if the Blackguard can inflict enough damage to the Green Knight here. The level of physical resistance that he has is significant. Let's see, what is Lewin using here? Stand your ground. It's a rear charge and then Sword of Couronne. Yep. That comes at a very opportune moment, taking away 30 armor and 27 defense right at the time of a cavalry charge, so very well done. Ooh, Lewin's going to come in too. He's going for the leadership break. Does the king sacrifice himself for the lady? Ooh, he gets out. He did it. It is his realm. Not going to lie, folks. That was a pretty epic replay from Hero of Rome and Idiot Proof Ninja. I think Idiot Proof Ninja struggled to control this huge army while it was spread out all over the battlefield, and honestly, that was a pretty gutsy strategy here by Hero of Rome. I like, though, how the Green Knight kind of just sat under center and kept a lot of the Dark Elf attention there, while a lot of the units on the flank had to do some serious work. These Grail Knights killed a ton of units over the course of the battle, were extremely clutch in chasing away routing units. And of course, some of these foot squires got a few kills, but Lewin, Green Knight, Grail Knights, and then of course the damsel was healing them and supporting them all along the way. So interesting battle, huge numbers against lesser numbers, but more powerful units, and definitely turned out interesting to see Bretonnia pull off a victory. Again, required a few mistakes, but still pretty cool stuff. Appreciate MSI sponsoring the channel. Thank you for being here. I hope you're enjoying these videos. I'll be back with more soon. HeirofCarthage, signing out.